Hi, Paul here in Nashville, Tennessee for the July 1st, 2018 garden report. And it's about 100 degrees out here right now, so we'll be a little limited, but I'll show you around and show you what we're planting. Let's start over here. We have, this is moringa, and this is a tropical plant that won't survive the winter, but we use the greens, and it's supposed to be very nutritious. And so I like that a lot. And then this is a tomato plant, a volunteer tomato plant. And then this is fenugreek here. I think I have a better specimen over here. Yes, I do. And so these are, this is a really special plant. It supports hormones in the body. Very important, especially at my age and our age. And then this is a red leaf basil. It's called shiso. And we got a lot of stray tomato plants around here. I think I threw the old tomatoes here when I was discarding them last year. And then we got a lot of sunflowers right here. See how big they are? And I take the seeds from those and I sprout them in another bed, and I eat the sprouts. And then, oh, here's a really good fenugreek plant right there. And then I planted them from seeds I got at the Indian store at Patel's. And then, yeah, here's some zucchinis. Here's a baby zucchini right there. Yeah. And so these are more tomatoes here, the whole row of tomatoes. And then there's quite a bit of lettuce right here. Those are doing really well for July 1st. And then this is really amazing. I still have a lot of kale. And this is a dinosaur kale. And I just come pick a couple leaves of this. Well, not a couple, maybe half a pound. And I usually start my salad with this. And then let's see what else I can show you here. We've got a lot of tomato plants here. I've got maybe 100 foot of tomato here, and these are mostly cherry tomatoes that I kept the seeds from, and they're doing really well. And then that's a pawpaw tree, and we have bigger ones over there that have a lot of fairly large fruits on it, so we're very hopeful for that. And then over here I've got something that I don't usually do, but I decided to do some cucumbers. And I'll show you a couple of cukes here. Okay, there's a really, really baby one. Right there. And I've got a lot of these on the kitchen table, and I'll probably end up juicing these. Yeah, look at this one. See right there? A lot of them here. And these are quite prolific. You see there's 3 of them right there. And there's another one there. And these are like a daily occurrence. They come in like crazy. And then we're doing really well with the fig trees. If you see by that house there, right there is a fig tree. And right sort of by that window. I'll go over there. And that's one I made from cuttings right there. And they're wonderful. I mean, they produce tons of food, and they do pretty well here in Tennessee. They die back the entire way, then they come back. And the kiwi vines are doing really well, but I'm not getting any flowers or fruit, so I've got to get some consultation on that and find out why there's no flowers and fruit. And then these are a kind of gardenberry, and this is the first year I've really mulched heavily. And so we're not really weeding or watering very much. I just water with the sprinkler there, and I'm not allowed to plant outside of the sprinkler because I get it way too big. And so these are dandelions right here. And then I got several rows of them. They're quite an important food for me, just packed with nutrition. And then this is another row of dandelion here. And then these are Fort Hook chard, and they do really well, but they're a bit past. All the greens are bitter now, but they'll sweeten up in the fall. And that's broccoli greens that I just took the sprouting seeds and sprouted them there. And that works really well. It's very economical, and you can use tons of seeds. to get them going. And then we have several kinds of basil. There's the Genovese basil, and then this is right here is rocket or arugula, and then that's a holy basil right there. And these are broccoli greens, and I'm still getting a lot of good broccoli greens out of this. And these are beets here, and they're still, the greens are still very good, and the beets are excellent. And so I've got a lemon basil here. Let me get some light here. Lemon basil, and then some, just 4 or 5 different kinds. And that's a very mild one that I like to eat plain. And then these are carrots over here. And see how beautiful those are? And then I have imperator carrots, which are the really long ones. And I think they're here. Let me pull these out. Yeah, those are the imperator carrots right there, see? So those would be really good for dinner tonight. And then my friend Scott got me going on sweet potatoes. And so we got a lot of sweet potatoes here. And I planted them in the mulch, and they're doing really well. That's an exciting plant for me because I have a lot of leaves that come in the fall. My landscapers bring them, and wood chips, and I can plant those in the piles and not really have to weed or water. And then this whole carpet of green here are butternut squash, and they'll keep all winter. And I'll have food all winter from those. And so when I'm missing my garden in December and in January and February, I got all these in the basement. And you can see they're a little droopy now because of the heat. And so we want to really get, the day will be over and they'll bounce back. And I don't water anything over here anymore because they have so much mulch. And you can see here that these are all leaves. And if you dig down just a couple inches, you see how it's wet there? I don't know if the light's good enough to see that, but yeah, there's still moisture under there. So it's amazing really what this mulch will do, and that's why it's so effective in the forest. Now here we've got a wild plant that I let grow, and that's called lamb's quarter, and it's wild spinach, and that does really well, and that's very, very tasty. And so I'll eat a lot of that in the salad. I ate a big salad every night. That's what I start out with. And then these are okra right here. I've got to put the carrots down here. Let me put them where I won't forget them. There we go. And then here's some okra. And this is red okra here. And see, so what you do is you come in and just grab it and pull and twist. And these red ones are a bit tough. So I get some light on that. There you go. See that? Isn't that beautiful? And that's really good. And I eat it raw because it gets really gooey and slimy when you cook it. And it's got much more nutrition when it's raw. And I'll just come out here and just eat my way down the row like a deer or something would. And one of the great things about the garden, let me look for some more here, is that you get a lot of microbiology on the plants. Like I found out that even in organic farms, there's one right there. So you have to keep them trim. There you go. See, got that off. Let me hold that up. You have to keep the picking the fruit on these, because if you don't, they'll go to seed. But so it's really important to have the microbiology on the plants that you eat, because that seeds your microbiome or your gut flora. And it's a really missing element, I think, in most people's diets. I think most people, and I used to think this, that vitamins and minerals were all that you needed, but you really need much more than that. You really need more than that. You really need the microbiology to be on the leaf of the plant when you eat it. And most organic, well, just the organic places, they have to take precautions for salmonella, so they'll dip their food in hydrogen peroxide and things like that, very diluted. And they have to do that probably for legal reasons. But the microbiology, I think, is as important as the vitamins and the minerals. And another thing that is very sort of underrated, I think, is the biophotons. And what I mean by that is the light that goes into the plants is very important. So when you eat your fruit, it's good to set it on a windowsill or something to absorb light, because all of the cells in your body use light to communicate. And so it's very important to have the light in the plant still. So and if you're keeping it in a dark refrigerator, you're not going to get that. So these are cilantro, and they're pretty much past, but I get the seeds here, and I'll save these and use them in the fall. And that's really a good plant for detoxing the body, and it tastes good too. You can make salsa with it. And these are dill, and these will produce a vast amount of seeds, these little flower heads, and it tastes good. I'll pick the greens and eat it. And this is a goji berry plant here, and it looked great in the spring, but it looks really rough right now. But it'll put out some berries this fall, but then they haven't been sweet, so that might be because I'm just too far south in Nashville, Tennessee. And this lettuce here is still pretty good. It's still got some florets and some heads. So yeah, I think that's about it. I've got blackberries down the way there, and I'll show you those maybe in another video. But these are my my fig trees. I got a little one here, and this is like a rose fig. It's a rare fig. And then I've got, these are the ones I made from cuttings, and my dad kept alive while I was traveling a couple of years ago. And they're pretty big. They're about up to my chest. So yeah, so we're excited about that. Oh, and that tree there is a mulberry tree that I planted from cuttings. And so thanks for watching my garden video, and I hope you're encouraged to do your own gardening. You can always contact me on email or through YouTube if you want to get some advice. I don't know that much. I just go out and do things and get things done, and I eat a lot of the food, and that makes a big difference. So thanks for watching, and have a great garden and a great summer. Thank you. Bye-bye.